besties, so we are going into series number 3, how to dispute collections. It's multiple ways that you could do this, you guys. Some people just send generic letters, but I'm going to teach you how to factual dispute because I realize that my results are better. Now, you can freeze your credit report. You don't have to freeze your credit report. I tried both, and honestly, I didn't see a difference. Just freezing it is just more work. Okay, you can do it, you can't do it, it's up to you. Me personally, I don't. I just go in and I start disputing the facts. The fact that it's an error. Okay, so now that you got your highlighters and you already prepared your credit report and you highlighted all the errors in there, now we're going to start with one error at a time, and you're going to use the first round letter. Hey, I checked my credit report. I'm in the process of purchasing a home, and I see that you are reporting that I opened this account on the 11th, and TransUnion is reporting a different date. And by law, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you guys are supposed to be reporting the same information. So I need to get this deleted immediately. And once they do that, they're going to send you a letter. It's going to say verified, deleted, or it's going to say updated information or stall letter. Okay, so those 4. All right. So if you get a letter back in the mail to say, no, we updated this information, then you're going to go in and you're going to dispute another error. Hey, you just say you updated this account. By law, you need to take this off, or I'm going to report you to the CFPB. And I don't want you to send me anything else saying that you updated. This needs to be deleted. Talk like you talking to me. Talk like if somebody stole your identity and you know that it wasn't you, talk like that in your letters. Be passionate about what you're saying. So you're going to send the first round. Now, let's just say, for instance, right, they send you a letter and they say, hey, we verified this information. Most people get stuck here, but us, we're not stuck. We're up. Okay? So then you're going to use the method of verification letter. The method of verification letter is basically just saying, hey, you sent me a letter saying that you verified this information. If you verify this information, can you send me proof? Can you send me a signature? Can you send me a video showing that I am responsible for this collection? And more than likely, just because they send you a bill or they send you something with your ID, people identity all the time. You're going to use the next letter that I have in the book. You did not send me verification, so the next thing I'm going to do is report you to the CFPB. All right, and that is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They protect us. That's like our parents. So then what you're going to do is you're going to send the letter that they sent you, the letter that you sent them, and you request that to be deleted, and you upload that. If you go to page 39, it's going to show you how to submit a claim through the CFPB. Now, let's just say, for instance, you have hospital bills, right? Now, the hospital bills, when you're disputing, that's a tad bit different if you're just disputing a regular phone bill, because you have to use different kinds of letters, okay? So there's multiple ways you can dispute a hospital bill. You can dispute the hospital bill directly through the bureaus. You can dispute it through the bureaus and the collection agency, or you can dispute it directly through the collection agency. So there's multiple ways that you can do that. Of course, you always send the generic letter. Okay, hey, I checked my credit report. I found, and you mentioned the first error because we're doing factual disputing. Or if you wanted to do the generic way where you just say, hey, I seen this on my account. What is this? They're going to send you, basically verification, so-called their verification of the letter. Okay, so I go directly through the 3 credit bureaus, and then if they're giving me pushback, I will go directly to the collection agency next. And honestly, what you can do if you do it that way, you can basically put them against each other, because I can assure you 9 times out of 10 they are getting this information from a data sheet, so it's not going to be accurate. It's not going to be the same exact thing. You can basically put them against each other and send it off to the CFPB. Okay, with the hospital bill, I do have HIPAA letters in there where it goes against your HIPAA for them giving their information to the collection agency. I did put those in there, and I also have it to where if you didn't want to type these letters and you just want to get the ebook, you can get the ebook as well, and they have the letters in there. But the physical book, you will have to scan it if that's something that you want to actually do. Okay, now I also have in in the book, if they respond to you, I remember them sending me my ID and his signature. I'm like, that's not verification. So always send your method of verification letters as well. All right. Now we're going to move on to if you are removing a late payment on your credit report. Now this is very tricky and it could be very challenging, but don't give up. It can be done or it can't be done. And just remember, you guys, if this account is yours, you have to remember that sometimes this stuff is not going to get deleted all the time. Some of this stuff you may have to settle. Some of this stuff they may try to sue you. Some of this stuff I've seen it to where they will garnish your check because some of these people want their money. So you have to be realistic. Everything is not going to get deleted. Some of the stuff you, like I said, you may have to settle for, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to teach you how to settle correctly, okay? And with the late payments, I noticed that sometimes they don't delete those late payments. So you have to learn how to build outside of that. The late payment method, it can be very challenging. But before you go to try to remove a late payment, you need to first make sure you at least have 4 to 6 months on time payments, okay? Because if you are currently late, they're going to be like, why will we give you a slap on the wrist if you're still late currently? It doesn't make sense. So I tell my clients to make sure that your payments are not late. You are not currently late on your credit, on your payments, okay? The first thing that you want to do is give them a call, all right? And what that call is going to sound like is say, hey, you know, my name is Finasia. I've been with you guys for about 2 years. And I wanted to know if I can speak to a manager or if you can assist me. And they're going to say, okay, what's wrong? And they're going to tell you that, make sure you get their name. And when they give you their name, give them a compliment. Like, oh my God, thank you, Susie. That is like one of my best friends' name. I love that name. Hopefully you can help me, Susie. Always give them a compliment. Everybody loves hearing good things about themselves, okay? So just be empathetic. Speak from the heart. And just let them know like, hey, 6 months ago, you know, I lost my whatever. I lost my job. I lost a dog. I left my pet, whatever. I just went through a hardship. And I really want to know if someone can help me remove these late payments. And they're going to probably say yes. They may say no. And if they say no, just say, hey, is it possible I can speak to a manager? And say, thank you so much for trying your best to help me. Is there any way that I can get this escalated to a manager? And if the manager say no, or if the manager says yes, that's good. But if they say no, go ahead and say, all right, well, thank you so much. Call back 3 times, okay? Call back 3 times. The third time's the charm. If the third time it doesn't work, we're going to go to our dispute method number 2. And that is basically sending your goodwill letter. Now, send your goodwill letter. You're going to write them and you're going to explain everything that's going on. And if they don't respond, send another one, but certified this time. And if they say, no, we can't help you, move on to emailing the CEO. That's right. Email the CEO. I want the head honcho in charge, okay? So email them and let them know, hey, you know, Mr. CEO, I've been with your company for this, and this. And I fell on hard times. And I wanted to know, I called 3 times and I sent it a letter. I'm so passionate about this. And I can assure you that I can attach my account and routing number to my account that this will not happen again. And you write the CEO, and more than likely, hopefully this time it gets deleted. But if it doesn't, you can dispute. If you see errors within there, you can dispute that as well to get removed off the account. Now, granted, if you get it removed, it may be a possibility that they may close it, but that's just the risk that you can have to take. Do you want to close and no late payments reporting, or do you want to open and, you know, you possibly have those late payments? But I'm going to teach you how to build your credit as well. So if that's an option, then that's just an option, okay? Another disputing method that I want to talk about, I hear people go through, is if you really went through identity theft, yes, you can do a police report. But do not do a fraudulent police report. You're going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail. And you're not going to say, I put you there. Do not do a police report if you do not really have identity theft. But if you do, definitely say freeze all of your credit reports and, you know, submit the police report and then freeze your credit and then go from there. They're gonna talk to you and they're gonna get you squared away, okay? On page number 52, I'm talking about the stall letter. Listen, these credit bureaus play a lot of games. Do not let them play with you. They may try to stall you, but don't let them stall you, okay? Do not let them stall you, all right? Use your stalling letter, which is on page 52. And the stalling letter is just saying, hey, do not stall me. I am a real consumer and I'm trying to fix my credit. Do not stall me. So make sure you mention that in the process of, doing your dispute. Now, let's talk about bankruptcies, okay? It is so many levels to bankruptcies. So many people say, hey, Finasia, can you get off bankruptcies? We have before. It's a little challenging sometimes. Sometimes it's easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. Sometimes it's not, all right? Go to page 60 and 61. And you're going to see what we do. So the first thing we do is we send a letter to LexisNexis, because remember, they hold that information, and I talked about that in series 1. LexisNexis hold that type of data information, which is court information. So make sure you send a letter to LexisNexis and get all the information from LexisNexis. And some people say they freeze it. I've never frozen it. I just got LexisNexis to give me the information about the bankruptcy. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to send a letter to the courthouse. You're going to send a letter to the bureaus. Remember, you guys, they are not going to give you the same exact thing. Okay? This information is being spread through. Okay, it's being spread through a spreadsheet. Somebody is going to make an error. And what you do is you basically put them against each other. Hey, this company said something else. This company said this. And you can screenshot what that other company said, and you can attach it to that letter. Not all the errors that they said, not all the things they pointed out, just one thing that they pointed out if they have more than one thing. And if they give you pushback, you then send the second one. And after that one, if they try to give you pushback again, you're going to send that to the CFPB. And you're going to send your proof. The proof from the courthouse, the proof from LexisNexis, and the proof from the credit bureaus. So that's how you get them. You do 3 punches at one time. Okay? And if they say they verified it the second go round or the first go round, send your method of verification letter that's in the book on page 61, okay? Because it's all about the verbiage. Make sure you kind of switch up the verbiage a little bit. It doesn't have to be exactly what I'm saying, but put it to where, have it to where you're just speaking from the heart. And if you have questions, y'all, don't forget we got the private Facebook group when you get the book. So you'll be on the private Facebook group as well. All right, y'all. So now we're going to get into disputing inquiries. I don't know why people make it seem like this is hard. Make sure you turn to page 63. Disputing inquiries is not hard. What's hard is if you dispute an inquiry and your account is open, it can mess you up. Don't let this mess you up, okay? This is not hard. Most people say, dispute 3 to 5 things at one time. I dispute everything at one time. I do not wait. If this client got 20 inquiries, I'm going to send 6, or I might split up the inquiries on the letters. I may do 7 on this letter, 7 on another letter, and 7 on another letter, but they're going out at the same time. Yes. They're going out at the same time. So you can dispute all of your inquiries at one time. You do not have to wait 3 to 5 days. I only put at least 7 on each letter. I don't put too many collections on there, too many inquiries, but I do send multiple letters on there, okay? The inquiries are not hard. Just use the letter that I said and just tell them to remove that inquiry. And normally after a year, that inquiry doesn't hold that much weight on your credit report. But if you're going for account like Chase or Amex, they do look at how many inquiries you have. If you have a lot to them, you can be high risk, okay? Pay per delete accounts. Make sure you guys go to page 65. Most people ask me, hey, Finasia, should I pay off a collection agency? And I know tax time is here or tax time is coming up, or most people may do this because this is what I did a while ago. And there's levels to paying off a collection account. All right. So the first thing you need to do is go in there with an open mind. Go in there as if you are trying to negotiate, right? So say for instance that I have a collection on my account and it's $500. The first thing I'm going to do is set a goal. My goal is to settle on this account, but I only want to settle with $350. I don't want to pay them the $500. So what you're going to do is you're going to call them. Say, hey, my name is Phanesia. I'm in the process of working on my credit, and I see that I have an account with you guys. I was wondering if there's a way where I can settle this so I can get this deleted and removed off of my credit report. So they're going to tell you, okay, give us a minute. Let us take a look at it. And make sure you give them a compliment. All right. Make sure you give them a compliment. Now, and this, let me just say this. This is a little insert right here. I would always try to dispute it first before I pay any type of collection off. But if it's like $50 or $75, or if it's inexpensive and it's cheap, and you know you're in a rush, like I had a client, she was in the process of buying a home. We did not have time to dispute this, and it was less than $200-300. We settled on it. We asked them to delete it. They deleted it, and she was good to close on her home. So let me just add that there, right? But if you know that you want to just go ahead and just pay on it and get it all, then this cool. Just do it this way. After you speak with them, they're gonna say, okay, we can do that. Let's see what we got. Start low. Start like 125. All right. And I know it's a little insulting to them, but start at like 125. Say, hey, I got 125. I was wondering if we could settle on that. They're gonna say, then they're gonna come back with an offer and say, all right, well, let me just put you on hold. Let me see what I can do, and then come back at 250. And they may say, no, let's put you on hold. And then they may say, no, we can't do 250. Well, let's see if we can do 400. And then you can say, all right, let me put you on hold. And then you're going to go back and you can say, what about 300? And then they're going to probably put you on hold again. And hopefully y'all can get between that 350 and that 375. Anything beats paying the $500, okay? And then you're going to say, but my purpose is for it to get deleted, not to say paid. If she or he says that, it's not going to get deleted, but it will say paid, that just means that it's going to stay on your report for 7 years, or the statute of limitation for that state. Okay, it's just going to say paid. But if they say that they can get deleted, get their name, okay, get their ID number, all right, and get some type of confirmation, whether it's an email, whether it is something in the mail. Always get their name and their ID number, because sometimes they do lie. Okay, so just in case something happens, you got the name, you got the number, you got the person, you got the ID number, and you got the proof, and they have to delete that. Okay, so that's my experience on a pay per delete. I also gave you an example, which I'm going to put on the screen, that's originally on page 67. That wraps up